Hello, good afternoon. This is for the class Programming for Engineers ENGR 2304. Um, this is for the final project demo and the final project proposal. I really wanted to do something to challenge myself because this is my first time taking a coding class and I wanted to give it the best thing that I could. So what I did for myself, or what I proposed for myself, was that I wanted to create a snake game where the snake eats the fruits. I wanted to make the game as simple as possible, and I wanted to make sure I could detect collision, meaning that if I hit the wall or if my snake hit itself, it would cause the game to quit or exit. So the math and science behind some of the solutions that I was envisioning, I wanted to involve classes and Pygame or any other modules that I could have used, a high-level design of my program showing the major concepts and functions. I don't think I did a very good job with this whenever I did this because I just didn't really understand how to do this. Think block diagrams, and I didn't really know how to set it up. So I had to do a lot of thinking and a lot of research in order to do my final design of my project. So the ideas that I had is that I wanted to import Pygame as PG. I wanted to import SYS and random. I wanted to define collision. I wanted to make a class for the snake. I wanted to make a class for apple. I wanted to make a class for game. And I wanted to make a statement. And I wanted to define start, restart, menu. And I wanted to loop the menu, which I think I really wanted to loop the game, because if I loop the menu, it's just, I believe that's never going to start the game. And so these are all the resources that I used online. There's a lot more that you could find. These are just the basic ones that I found. And all of these are very different from each other. Like, some of them are similar, but they're all somewhat different. So I really had a hard time designing my program because these kind of helped me, but kind of didn't help me. It was kind of hard. I think you just have to find a happy medium for yourself. So, this is my final project. It's not that long. So one of the first things that I did is I imported all the modules that I needed. So I imported Pygame, SYS, WinConsole 3, 32 console, Win32 GI, time, random, Pygame spite, and import spite. And then I initiated Pygame. This is going to help start your game. And then I went ahead and defined the window. So I use win equals Win32 console to get console window, Win32 GI to show window. So that's basically going to show my window. It's going to show the screen. It's going to pull up a screen. And then basically I chose some colors that I wanted to display as on my screens. So I went ahead and did the display size. So I did my width and the height the same. So it's 600 by 600. I went ahead and did my display screen. So this is going to just display the screen. And what I did is I displayed Snake Game, because that's what the game is. I defined the image fruit, and I put the link to my folder, and I basically defined it, and then I put in the image for my snake, and I went ahead and put the fruit image as well. And then I don't know, it was just really hard doing my image because I did it by myself. I went ahead and did the images on Microsoft Paint. So I feel like that really challenged me because I'm not a good artist. So I'm sorry if my snake looks kind of wobbly or kind of flimsy. Then I did a clock on Pygame time clock, and that's basically going to keep an internal track. I think that's how it works. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, or my professor if I'm wrong on interpreting this. Then I did the frames per second, which was 10. I tried doing 5 and it was going too slow, and I tried doing 15 and it was too fast, and 10 was just a happy medium for my program. So this is to do the fruit and the tail. So the fruit thickness is going to be 30, so I believe that's just basically going to define the area around the fruit, and the block size, I think this is going to define like not the area around, but I believe it's the actual fruit size. And this is going to define the block size of the fruit. So if you're around 25 squares, it's gonna go in. If you're not, then you're not gonna get the fruit. But these are just to define the fonts in the game. So I just made them all Arial and just different sizes, and I just defined them as small, medium, and large. This is so I could show the game in the beginning. So basically this is going to define the intro. So basically what it is if you press K to continue, C to continue, it's going to go into the game. If you press Q to quit, and if you just do nothing, it's just going to stay in the game. And the game display is white because I didn't really know how to change the background on my fruit, so, or on my snake head, so the background's kind of just white, so I just left it as white. So basically when you get to the screen, it's going to show a message that says, "Welcome to Snake Game. The point of the game is to eat the red cherries. The more cherries your snake eats, the bigger it will be. Don't run to the edges or yourself. You will die. Sad face." And it says, "Press C to play, press P to pause, or Q to quit the game." And basically, you have to put display update, or if not, it's never gonna go through. And I went ahead and just reiterated the 15 frames per second, and then I went ahead and worked on the pause function. This is how it works. Well, this is like for the, not how it works, but this is the message that you get when pause is done. So you're gonna get a message that says pause, and there's gonna be press C to continue or Q to quit, and then you're gonna get something that says, this is the background, like the backbone of it. So this is a for loop while if loop, and so basically if you press down on continue, it's gonna make the function false, so that means that you have to continue the game. But if you press Q, which is quit, it's just gonna quit the game. That's the end function. And this is like an if, I think this is like if event type. This is basically just defining it and how it works. And I went ahead and iterated that it's gonna go a little bit slower, so every frame is gonna be 5 seconds when that happens. So it takes a little while. It doesn't take that long to load back up again, but it just it doesn't happen as fast as you think it should. And then this is for what finds the score at the corner of your page. So the text is going to be a small font. It's going to say score, and then in order to find the score, you're basically going to use the score function with the score function right here, and then it's going to be black, and then it's basically just going to be displayed in the corner of the text. And then this is for the fruit to be placed randomly, because I did not want to go in and decide where the fruit goes. I just wanted the fruit to be placed randomly. So you have the X, and I thought of it as the X and Y axis. So the X fruit is gonna be defined by the display width minus the fruit thickness, and the Y fruit is gonna be display height minus the fruit thickness. So that's gonna determine how the fruit is positioned on the X and Y axis for one part. So the snake block size, or the snake defining the snake, the block size in the snake list. So basically this is going to define the snake direction. So if the direction is right, the snake head is going to rotate 270 degrees. If the snake is left, it's going to rotate 90. If it's up, it's just going to stay the same. If it's down, it's going to be 180. And this helps to show the snake movement. And basically this defines the snake movement on the X and Y axis. This is to define the text objects, basically the text that we used in the program. So basically if text size is small, it's going to be text surface, small font, render, true color. It's basically going to be what we defined earlier, just in a different word. The message is on screen. It's going to be message color, displaced by Y, small size, and then this basically displays the screen messages. Game loop. This is what loops the game. So go by direction is universal direction. That's what I understand. So I understood that if I put any direction here, it will still function. So it has to be running has to be true, game over has to be false, because if you put game over as true, both of these as false, then the game is not going to be running. So basically, these are the functions that are needed in order to figure out how the snake is moving. So you're going to have to need the lead x change, the lead y change. The lead x will be display width divided by 2. The lead y will be display height divided by 2. The snake list is brackets, the snake length is 1. And then random fruit and random y will be the random fruit generator. So while running, if game over is true, you will get a message on the screen that says game over, sad face. Then you'll get a message underneath that says press screen to play again or Q to quit. And basically that's going to show that the game is over and that you either want to play again or quit. And this is basically the backbone of it. So while game over is true for event, if game over if event game type quit, if game over is false and running is true, let's quit. If game event key down quit is false and false, that's quit. But if game this key right here is if you put quit, it'll be false, false. If you put continue, it'll just loop the game again. For every event in the program, event get parentheses. So basically this is just to define how the snake moves. So basically if event type equals program quit, running equals false, so that means that the program isn't running. If event type program key down, or well, not key down, but this is the keys that are pressed. If event type pygame key left, that means if you press left, direction's gonna be left. You move left side blocks. So if you look at what is that? A timeline, a number line. You have 0 in the middle, and then you have left on the negative numbers on the left and positive numbers on the right. So since you're going left, it's going to be negative, so you're going to go negative block sides, and obviously your y is going to change. And it's basically the same thing for the right. You're going to be positive on the x and 0 for the y. But when you go up, obviously since your y is different, so you're going to go negative blocks since you're going up, and you're going to go x is going to be 0. And when you go down, your blocks are gonna increase, and your x is gonna change. You're gonna stay the same. Sorry. And if you press P, it's basically gonna pause the game. Basically, this is what's gonna make the function work. So if let x plus or minus equals let x equals change. Okay, so basically this function is going to show that the function is being called, and that it's just being added on, and it's going to keep showing that the game display is going to be white. And so in order to find out, in order to show how the fruit is moving, you're going to, I put the fruit image and the fruit X and the fruit Y, which is basically just the fruit random. This is basically going to define the head. This is basically going to define the head. So if the length of the snake, so the length of snake list versus snake length, so it's going to start off with the snake list being 0 because your head is just 0, it's not added to your body, but every segment that's added is going to be added to that. So the snake length is block size and snake length. And in order to find the score, you just subtract the length minus 1 because, like I said, your head doesn't count. And you have to keep updating, well, at least I had to keep updating the screen, so I made sure I did that. And this is to make sure that the snake tails, and that's adding the snake tails and the fruit points correctly. That it makes sure that your snake tails are the correct length and your snake points are correct. This just is an if elif function. Function, yes. And I put the clock the clock tick, it is 15 frames per second, so that's how fast it's gonna go. And this is for the loops, so when the game shows quit, the game is gonna go into the quit function, and then if you press continue, it's gonna go into back into the game. But if you quit, it's just gonna go into the game intro, and then it's just the game is gonna keep looping into the game intro until you indefinitely quit. But that was basically the code, and I'm gonna go ahead and run it right now. I'm sorry if this is taking a while. I'm hoping it pops up. Okay, so it's like I said, it says welcome to Snake Game. And obviously I forgot to mention that the image of the snake game, not the snake, but the snake, the fruits are gonna pop up right here. I forgot to mention that. I was kind of confused a little bit, but then I remembered where it popped up, where that initiating, defining and putting it in, that's where it pops up. So welcome to the snake game. Welcome to Snake Game. The point of the game is to eat the red cherries. The more cherries your snake eats, the bigger it will be. Don't run into the edges or yourself. You will die. And like I said, it says press C to play, P to pause, and Q to quit the game. So we're gonna go ahead and press Q to play, and you see my little snake is green, and it has a little green function, a little green tongue. So basically, I'm just eating the red cherries. But if I hit the wall, I do not know where my snake went. I am so sorry. I don't know where it went. I think that something's wrong. Give me 1 second. Hello, I'm so sorry. My bad. I actually forgot one crucial part. That's why it wasn't working. If lead of x display is greater than display width, or basically this function right here is basically gonna show us if we hit the walls, and it's gonna give us game over. I'm sorry, I forgot that crucial function. That's why my function just went ahead and went all haywire. But if we go ahead and run this again, it's actually gonna work perfectly fine. I actually apologize for that. I'm sorry it's taking its time to load. I just didn't think I really needed that. We're gonna go ahead and just wait till loads. Okay, so it's loading. Okay, so here it goes. So it's gonna be like welcome to Snake Game. It's gonna say the text, and then you're gonna press C to continue. So you see the cherries right here, so you have to be very careful that you don't hit the walls. As you can tell, you have to hit the cherry like at the center point, because if you hit like the edges, you're not really gonna get the cherry. But you see, if I hit the wall, it's game over. Or I press C to play again, or C to quit. I mean Q to quit. So basically, I can continue playing this game as long as I want. But yes, this was my project design. I'm so sorry that I had to go through that technical issue. I realized my error, and I hope you guys have the patience for me. And if you guys could go ahead and give me any helpful comments, and yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this presentation. Yeah, bye.